Welcome to Lesson 2 of our Claude Code crash course for non-technical investors. So in Lesson 1, we set up the environment we're going to be using within Claude Code. So hopefully we are all ready to start building now. If you ran into difficulties or have any questions, again, the two main avenues for addressing them are simply to express where you got stuck or what question you have within Claude Code. Usually Claude is very good at solving those kinds of problems or explaining things. And the other is simply leave a comment below the lesson post on our Latticeworks Substack. I read all of the comments and I'll respond to all of them as well. Okay, well, Lesson 2 is really the heart of the engine we're building. We're building this idea engine as an example of using Claude Code. So the goal is not just to build this engine, although I hope it'll be very useful to you within your investment process, but it's to really learn all aspects of Claude Code so you can use it in other aspects of your investment process, or for that matter, of running your investment firm as well. Okay, so today's lesson there's a lot that goes into it, and so you may not get it all done in one sitting depending on how much time you can allocate to this lesson, but it is structured in easy to follow steps, and those steps can be treated as separate modules, so you can get the lesson started, invest however much time you have, and then continue it later. This entire course can be done at your own pace, so don't feel like you're falling behind if you need more than a day for this particular lesson. We are building the actual idea engine today. And so we're starting with a screening step that basically eliminates the companies that do not fit within our investable universe. This can be by market cap, geography, industry sector, or other criteria, and we will learn how to specify those exclusion criteria to the engine. And then there's going to be a scoring mechanism and a second step that basically takes all the ideas, tries to use clean data for those ideas, and then scores them based on our weights and our methodology, and we will show you how to actually communicate those weights and that methodology to the engine. So we're going to go step by step. This is designed for folks that are not as familiar or not familiar at all with things like terminals, programming, and Claude Code. So it is going to be quite simple. We will tell you exactly what files need to be created, how they can be edited, and so forth. Let me know if you have any questions. One thing I'll just mention as an example of the kinds of issues that we need to address when building this kind of a screening and scoring methodology is we need to be very aware of what kind of data sources we are using and where they may have shortcomings. So in this case, we're going to be using a couple of different data sources where SEC Edgar can be a backup and a fallback, and also a check, an accuracy check, if you will, against some of the data that's coming in. Also, we need to have a way to calibrate things so that if we say that we're only interested in market caps above 250 million, we need to be aware of the fact that our data source may be sending us market cap information in the local currency of where a company is listed. And obviously, we need to make sure that the engine converts that local currency market cap to a US dollar market cap before running our exclusion criterion. Now, this sounds very simple, and to a human analyst it would go without saying, but in these kinds of things that we're building with Claude Code, we need to just make sure that this is actually happening. Now, in my experience, Claude Code has been very good at spotting these kinds of potential issues. So we are way beyond the old days of programming when literally every little thing had to be done correctly by the programmer. Otherwise, there would definitely be an error and a failure. And with Claude, my experience has been that Claude can reason at that level and even at a much higher level. So even if we didn't really worry about the market cap conversion, Claude would most likely catch that, but we want to be aware of it. We want to check whether that was done so that good ideas don't get excluded from our process for no good reason. So thank you for being part of this course and investing the time in lesson 2. I know it's a lot, but I also think it's a very rewarding lesson. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here to help, and I look forward to having you with us in the next lessons as well.